Hello everybody, it's a Q&A day, it's a Q&A day. So I'll be answering some of your questions in a wee while. So what have I been up to since the last time I saw you? Well, my baking skills. I have been doing a lot of baking, a lot of cooking, getting back into that. It's funny, and burned my fingers a couple of times, with my enthusiasm to grab those little cakes. So I'm making muffins, cakes, baking a lot of bread. Different types of bread, sourdough breads, soda breads. Yeah, lot of carbs going on at the moment. Oh, good. There's something about just that smell of baking bread. But sometimes when I find it difficult to sleep at night, that's me. I go down to the kitchen and start baking. I'm not ready for the big like bake off thing yet. You know, not like to do my skills like that. It's just purely recreational. I wouldn't want to go on the TV and do that, burn everything. But it's been enjoyable since for me just to rediscover that passion for doing the baking and the cooking. And what else I've been doing? Working on my sleeve design for my album, doing stuff like that. Getting the pictures taken, doing the artwork for that. Aye, all in all, working on different mixes again. So I put it back until next year. So we'll see when that happens. When I get a confirmation date, you will be the first to know. But all in all, aye, everything's great. Everybody in the house is still talking to me, so I'm doing something right. Ishbel McCormick. Hello, Ishbel. Hi Marty, I love your version of okay. I have a couple of questions. Okay, here we go. If you could create the perfect day, what would it look like? And also, have you ever written a Christmas song? Never written a Christmas song. I've played about with the idea. I'm thinking, right, okay, right, I'm going to write a Christmas song. And sometimes they come off. I kind of tipped my hat a little bit to a Christmas song on the Boulevard of Life, but it wasn't your idyllic Christmas song, but it's with all the happy imagery. It was kind of a different take on it. But I'd love to go the full hawk. I do love. It's amazing when you go into the shops or you hear certain songs and it'll flip you back to certain times in Christmas times. I guess for me is the songs that I hear that are that what is it? What are they called? Wish I could be home for Christmas. That one. It's such a bizarre arrangement, such a bizarre wee song. But every time I hear it, and of course the ultimate Christmas song for me will always be George's. I mean, that's such an incredible song and a wonderful video, and it's just. I mean, George Michael, what can you? Incredible songwriter. Never got to work with him. Would have loved to have worked with him. Love to have. And you wish you say the times that I was lucky enough to be in his company, that I would have said, come on, George, let's do something. But, it's like everything else. I get embarrassed or whatever and don't say it, but I just thought he had such a wonderful voice. And that song's so special. So special. So, no, but let me work on it. What else you got there? What was that? What's your perfect day? A couple of good. We could create a perfect day. Create a perfect day as all my family and all my friends round the table eat food. That's it. No shooting the breeze. That's brilliant. And because of the summertime, I've been brushing up also on my barbecue skills. I like a barbecue. I like that idea of sitting just sitting relaxing and cooking outside and stuff like that. So I think it would involve obviously food and just good family and friends. Maybe a wee sing song or whatever, or just, that's my idea of a good day, and I've said it before, if I could do all that and then maybe get a phone call from somebody that I haven't spoken to in a long time or something like that, that's great, Do you know what else, just going off on a tangent, I got getting letters. I got a letter today, a handwritten letter. How many do you do that, with this, by using the internet and stuff like that, but to receive a letter, there's just something brilliant about that, isn't there? You can reread it, keep it in a drawer for years. And it's just something nice about it, the hat. So, that's what I've been doing, writing letters. Took a nap, got a letter back today and I was made up with it, so all good. That's something to do. Write a letter to a loved one, why don't ya? Ishbel, what a lovely name. Joyce Williams, hello Joyce. Hope you're well and enjoying yourself. What you got for me today? Hi Marty, loving these lockdown sessions again. Thank you very kindly, Joyce. So my question is, what is your fondest childhood memory for Christmas and your all-time favourite present? Wow, we're all clearly getting into a Christmas mode, getting in there, huh? It's ticking, we're getting closer. Tick tock, tick tock. I think I've said this before, but you know, my early childhood memories of growing up in Dalmuir in Patterson Street was Christmas mornings, or more like probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, me, my mum, my dad, my brother, we all stayed in we all slept in the one room together, and I can remember me and my brother on several occasions, you know, at Christmas he's getting up early and try to be dead quiet, and you think you're doing well until you try and open that little, you know, obviously it's paper and that, so you know you're tearing your presents open or opening your presents, and you know, my mum and dad are sitting up in bed and watching us. I guess that you know, that's my earliest and fondest childhood memories, and getting your new toys and running outside and seeing your friends, and you know, and sharing that sort of thing. And I think because living in a close, you know, a tenement block, my father's auntie stayed directly across from us, and so they would open the door as well, you know, we'd run across and show them their presents, and they would give us their wee presents, you know, that they've got. So they'd always leave their door open, and you know, I would just run from one house to another. I mean, I remember on one occasion that they had got their coal delivered, and you had bunkers, you know, so the guy would come deliver the coal, and so he'd put the coal down, and the bunker door was open, and my front door was open, and so was theirs, and I kind of just ran from one house into the next house. It was just like, straight right down the bunker. Broke my wee arm. Yeah. Got a nice wee gun though after that, you know. Got spoiled a wee bit there. I'm not suggesting you do that just for the sake of getting a present, but yeah. So, why did I go down that road? I don't know. Does that answer your question? Oh, your all-time favourite present? Oh, it's got to be when you get a bike. You know, if you get a bike for Christmas. And I did get that bike. Parked it up out of the close though, got stolen. First bike. Yeah. Hello, next question. Jen Lewis, trainer. Do you do any warm-up exercises before you start singing? I know I should. Yeah, I do. I you know, when I'm doing shows or before a show, I'll definitely sing a few songs. You know, just put the radio on, or you know, stick some sounds on that I like, and sing along. I mean, there's vocal scales and stuff like that, but I always get a wee bit embarrassed about that, you know, especially if I'm sharing a dressing room where you're going to way off and doing all that kind of thing. So what I kind of sing into a towel if I want to keep it a little bit muted, and just do little exercises, some scales, and there's a thing called vocal frying, which is my favourite, which is kind of soft on the vocal cords, where it's all kind of like you're just kind of frying it sounds like a hard sound, but it isn't. So I do vocal frying, and I like that, and that puts my voice in a good wee place. But I should do more exercises, especially just now, because you're not doing as much singing. You know, when I'm on the road, when your voice is strong, because it's like a muscle. You know, everything else. The more you train it, the more you become aware of where you can and can't go with your voice, and how to manipulate and the tonations of the voice, and it's quite fascinating. But because I'm very passionate about singing, you kind of you go and you watch all these things especially on YouTube and stuff like that. You can find some great you know, things to watch that will get you ahead with some certain types of techniques. Some good people out there, some not so good people too, but what works for you is what works for you, I guess. So Jen, are you wee singing yourself, Jen? So I hope you're doing your exercises. Mama, vocal frying. Yeah. So there you go. Go and check out vocal frying. It's excellent. Yeah. Hello again, Island Porter. Thank you for singing Elton song. Yeah, I love that song. It's such a great song, and it's what, as I said, what a wonderful songwriter. I would love to hear you sing Chris Gustafson, Help Me Make It Through the Night. Great choice. Love that. It's a beautiful song, that. I remember seeing him doing a duet with, was it on the Old Grey Whistle Test? Oh, I can't remember her name at the moment. Yeah, but it's a good choice of song. Maybe I'll have a wee sing at that island. Beautiful name. If you could choose to play any character from any musical, who would it be? Any character. Well, I like the Threepenny Opera, you know. Play Mac the Knife. That'd be great. But I really, I thoroughly enjoyed my time doing the Witches of East Wick. I thought that was a really kind of fun one, and you had a good wee sing at that. The Jekyll and Hyde was a blast too, and really loved that. But I think for me, writing a new character, for, like working on my own musical at the moment, has been such an eye opener for me. And writing for a character that's living inside my head, and discovering that little journey. What's he going to sound like? Especially being Scottish, it's finding that balance where, do I sing in my mother tongue, and what I mean by that is that is sometimes my voice sounds, I don't want to say American, because that was inspired. My music was, my voice was kind of, my ears gravitated to that rather than the guttural sound of, say, for talking sake, something like the traditional Celtic music, where you hear the accent coming through, which is interesting, because sometimes I'm exploring that in this musical I'm writing, and where I can and can't go with my rolling my arse, So it's been a real eye opener. But to get back to your question, I've been so lucky to play some of the most iconic roles in musical theatre, be it from Billy Flynn, Evita. Those are the big characters, big characters, and were fun to do. So, good question, Ellen. Good question. Michelle Swallow. Michelle P. Swallow. P. Swallow. I know you. Yeah, I know Michelle. I would like to know if you could pick one of your songs for a James Bond theme. Which one would it be? Would you please sing Roy Orbison's Dreams? It would make my day. Oh, what a great choice of song. Oh, that's a tough one to go into, that Roy Orbison's Dreams. I'm a big Roy Orbison fan. Isn't it? It's such an incredible artist, and what a life lived. And I'm sure I've said before, but when I met him at Sanremo song festival, and he had a beautiful lariat tie on, and excuse me, Mr. Robertson, it's a beautiful lariat tie. These little ties, little cowboy tie you're wearing. It's very, very pretty. Thanks, lovely. What a star! I would like to know James Bond theme. I would love a song to be in a James Bond theme. Pick one of your songs. I don't have I think it was some of my songs. I mean, I suppose some of the arrangements over the years and songs have had a kind of James Bond flavour, through the back catalogue of songs that I've been involved in. So, but it'd be great to be commissioned specifically for that, because I love John Barry. John Barry's arrangements was just incredible, and I think that he created that whole genre, and it's so iconic. And I love the Matt Monro, from Russia with Love. That's I've sang that a few times and loved that, because I just think Matt Monro's singing was just so wonderful, and his diction was incredible, and just the way that he I think he was known at first as the singing busman. He was a busman, wasn't he? But what a beautiful voice he had. But yeah, I would love to be commissioned to do a Bond theme and have all those flavours of it, because they become such iconic songs for me, especially things like Live and Let Die, with McCartney, and the collaborations that they do. And I think they're great platforms. So I'd love to. That's a great question, Michelle, and I hope you're well, and hope to see you soon. Seana, yeah. Live and let die, boo. Love it. I'm going to watch that tonight, yeah. Okay, what we got next? Lindsey Seaward. Hey, Lindsey. Great song that, oh, thank you. Would love to hear you do a Hall & Oates track. Love Hall & Oates. Abandoned Luncheonette, one of my favourite albums of all time. And Darryl Hall, what an incredible singer he is. Big inspiration on me. And you know, I love, if you ever get a chance out there, go and watch on YouTube and stuff like that. You'll find live from Darryl's, and he has all these wonderful artists coming on, and he sings away, and he just makes it look so effortless when he sings. And you know, he's got such a gift and such a wonderful man, you know. And I remember I've been lucky enough to meet him a couple of times, and I think when you know, I remember both of us were on Concorde once. You know, I was going over to do something in New York when Concorde was still flying, and I saw him. You know, I saw him again. I thought, oh, I need to come and say hello again. And just in passing, as both of us were leaving the plane, you know, I couldn't help but say, Mr. Oates, you're one incredible singer, very gifted voice. Thank you very much. And that's the kind of conversations I had. You know, put my head down, embarrassed, shuffled off. Well, you know, it's good to hear that. It's good to know. But all right, your question, Lindsey. Sorry. My question is, anywhere in the world right now? Oh, the Amalfi Coast. Oh, no, can I change that? South of France. Oh, no, Australia. Oh, no, New Zealand. Oh, you get the drift. I'd be happy to go, you know, to anywhere at the moment. And the thing is, it's like when I'm watching, you know, programs on TV and stuff like that, you go, God, that'd be a great place to go. And I think we're having the appreciation of what travel does to us internally, how it makes us feel, you know. And when we go there and we think of our holidays and stuff like that, we'll take them into we'll take more and cherish from this, you know, once we get back to be able to travel again. And I for one will enjoy that, you know. And I think it's like, I think it's also great that you know, people are, when they started going holidays, spent more time in our own country, on our own doorstep, because we have such, you know, we couldn't go and travel so much, you know. But I think until all the dust settles, all we're doing is going into all those amazing destinations inside our head and thinking about a plan of travel. And wonderful. And I mean, you know, I love watching the travel programs, and you go, well, I'm going there next. I'm definitely going to go there. So I've travelled all over the world, but you know, the thing is that it's always from hotel rooms, you know. And sometimes you'll get a little chance to go away and see parts of the city, especially if I'm doing a show. Then you can see a city for a couple of weeks. But most of the time, you know, I've got my wish list of where I would like to go back and see and visit. So for me, it's all about, you know, it's all about that magical time when the sun's falling at the sky. I love that, and you're on holiday or something, you know. And it's just, I love all that, you know. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. Where would I like to go? Oh, like I say, there's just so many places come rushing to my head, you know. But hey, having said that, you know, on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond on a nice summer's day, as long as the midges don't get you, you know, those little pesky varmints, is wonderful. And I always think that the UK is some of the best scenery in the world when the sun is shining. You know, it's lush, and especially parts of like Kent as well, down in England, I love, and obviously Cornwall, and these are places that just look fantastic, and the crystal clear waters of the top parts of Scotland is just wonderful. So, great question, Lindsey. You know, I'm going there just now. Where are you going? Let's all go. On a summer holiday. Brilliant. Zoe Fairbrother, question for you. Do you remember your time in Truro whilst performing Evita? Yes, I do. I had a wonderful stay there. I loved that part of the country. It was great, you know. During the day I would go on little drives all around that area, which is just wonderful, and some great art galleries, some little, you know, little shops, little bijou shops that just sell little special wee trinkets. And I remember going to a big church there and listening to the guy playing the organ, an organ recital there, and it was just magical. What a very special place you stay there. So everybody in Truro, big shout out. I hope to see you soon. So what is it? What are you asking? My son Jake, wee Jake, performed alongside you. Wee Jake. He was super nervous as he's only 10. So to ease his nerves, you were robot dancing with him. Me, robot. Was I doing the box? Oh, you can't really see that, you see that? Oh, brilliant, Jake. You know, I loved that. I love it when you get to work with the kids and stuff like that. Well, I know it's about you're maybe doing a panel show or something. And they're so excited and I can remember those. I can remember that enthusiasm as a child too. But but here's the thing, Jake. It's okay to be nervous because that's you're engaging, you're in the moment and all that. It's okay to be that. Take a wee deep breath and go on with it. I'm constantly nervous when I go to do shows. You just get a little bit better at hiding it. But remember, people are coming out to be entertained and have a good time. So no one ever leaves the house to say, "Come on, let's get your coat and let's go out and have a terrible time." Well, at least I hope they don't. But nerves is a good thing, Jake, to have, and I hope you're continuing to do your acting and because it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, and more power to you. You were only 10. God, it must be amazing. When I was a wee guy at school, we did some like wee school productions and stuff like that, and I kind of just, I think that was the first time probably that you'd be in front of an audience, and it was, there was a part in the wee show we were doing, and one guy had it, but because the whole class had to always go to rehearsals, I just kind of learned his lines anyway, because there's not better to do when you were sitting there. And so when he took no well, I stepped up to the plate, much to the shock of my teachers, I believe, because they probably thought that, that I was just as a student, wasn't really paying attention or whatever, or being silly, but I don't know, there's just something about the good music, and when it's and that when you're acting and that sense of make-believe, it's fascinating because it's all about imagination. It's all about imagination, young Jake. So, yes, basically what I'm saying is sticking at the robot dancing. Clearly worked for me. Ta-da! Hey, what we got? What's next here? Seana Smith, question for you. What was your favourite haunt in Clydebank? Mine was the Oasis. Alright. I also love Clydebank Library. Clydebank Library, yes. It was a beautiful building and an amazing place to roam. Would love to hear you sing the traditional melody of Auld Lang Syne. Yeah, the traditional melody. Very good choice there, Seana. Let me see. What was my favourite building? Well, that for me is going to with my granny and my mum to Clydebank Co-op, the big co. Before the shopping centre was there. I was always fascinated with it, and every time you went there, it just felt really special. And they used to have this little system where they would put the money into like a little jar, and and then they would put it in a pipe, and you would see it getting taken away to the accounts department or wherever it was going with your money, and then your change would get sent back down. It just felt like, oh, this would be a great place to work, and it just looked so great, to see all the different furnitures and furniture or just going up different levels and seeing different things. It always felt to me amazing. There used to always be a commissionaire, the guy with the wee kind of sash thing and the wee hat, and we'd say, oh, well, you better watch if you go in there because, that guy will fling you out, They would always say, get caught, what are you doing in? What are you doing in here? Nothing, mister. But yeah, go and look at everything. I mean, and the earliest memory going to the big co in Clydebank, Seana, would be going to see Father Christmas. And, going to see Santa in the big co. That was a big, that was a real treat. Running up the stairs and waiting in the queue and seeing the little creche it was made up and stuff like that. It was just brilliant, and those memories are really etched in there. So for me, the big co was my favourite building. I always look, when I'm in Clydebank, I drive by, you know, and I'll look at it and I'll say, yeah, it's still hanging in there, you know. And it was a wonderful experience for me. In the library too, going to the library was always a treat, to go and get your books on a Saturday morning when I come out of the baths. You know, before my dad would take me across to a little bakery across from Clydebank Swimming Baths, and we'd go in there and I'd get a bridie, you know, and I'd have my cup of chicken soup hot from the vending machine. Because I love the baths, you know, I love the Clydebank Baths, especially, you know, if you would go like 2 or 3 times, in the good weather, you had to wait, you know, in queues to go in there. So you would try and get, you know, just keep your, I would just keep my wee swimming trunks on, and put my jeans on, or my clothes just directly over it, so I could just wait in the queue from the first time to go back in again once your allocated time was over. You know, it would bleed all through your jeans, so your jeans would be wet. But, you know, it just meant you just got right back in there, right back into the baths. And I loved the baths, and I loved the sound of the reverb and the shouting. And, you know, I'd go there on a Saturday morning with my dad, and he would say to me that, you know, I had no fear there with the water, because I just took to it straight away. Because when we were getting ready, me and my dad would be in the same cubicle, and we were getting ready, and, you know, I had my shorts on straight away. You know, I had waited a long time to get there, because I'd went to the baths and I'd seen my brother going in. So, you know, I think by the time that my father had just had his trousers off, you know, I was straight right out, jumping straight right in the water and splashing, no fear, you know. My dad was shouting in his pants. I was splashing about. I loved that. And when I got my first goggles, you know, the round, well, one of the goggles, it was like a kind of swimming mask and flippers. Oh my God, that underwater swimming, like, it was amazing, because I loved Flipper, and, you know, watching those programs. Flipper. And as a child, and seeing all the people in Florida swimming with their masks on and stuff like that, I always loved that. I loved that. I loved that feeling of being underwater. It was incredible. So the baths were a big one for me in Clydebank. So a big shout out to everybody in Clydebank who went to the baths. You'll know exactly what I mean about that chicken soup from that vending machine. So, lots of love, Seana. Ta-da! Julie Wiggins, I saw you in Chicago. Did you love being on stage in the West End show, or prefer being the front man of a band? You know, I enjoy being a performer, Julie. You know, it's a good question, you know, and I have loves and passions for both. You know, whether or not I was singing in a band, or doing my solo work, or being part of a show. And I think that's what I like the best, is being part of a team. You know, I love that. Even when I make my solo records, you're all part of a gang, and especially doing shows and spending, you know, you're doing 8 shows a week or whatever. You become like a wee, that little time in your life becomes like a wee kind of family when you're there every day. You know, you see, I love that discipline of that, you know, doing a show, getting up in the morning, and, you know, maybe going to the gym or whatever, and having a structure at your day, and then doing your show at night, you know. And I like that, you know. You know, I loved that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. You know, and Chicago was a great show for me, for it being my first one to ever do, and, you know, what a journey that was for me right at the very start. And it was great that for me, that I never saw that really coming at all in the slightest. But I don't have a preference. I enjoy entertaining, I enjoy the arts, and I enjoy to be working with other people and being inspired by other people, and I love nothing better than other people seeing other things in you and saying, you know what, you could do this, and it takes you out your comfort zone, and I find that hugely exciting. So, Julie, good question. And what else? Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm having for my tea tonight, Julie, whether you like it or not. Right, I've got the pasta making machine. You know, when you see it on the telly, they do the pasta making. Oh, they're making the pasta very easy, bum, 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 bum. Well, I can assure you, it's tricky. It's tricky. So, what I'm going to do is I'm have a wee carbonara tonight. No cream in my carbonara, no cream needed, only egg yolks, and I you know, I like it with a wee bit of Parma ham in it also. You know, grill that off first so it's nice and flaky, and you know, I've got a certain way that I do it. That I enjoy, but no cream in your carbonara, or your spaghetti Coleman. Carbonara means Coleman, yeah. So there you go, Julie. That's you right up to date. You know, I've answered your question. I've told you what I'm having for my tea tonight. So wish me well with making fresh pasta. And because that is tricky. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Hey, and that's it. The end of the first wee kind of Q&A thing. There's so many questions there. There's millions of them going on. So yeah, I've got plenty to do, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Well, I will see you soon. Maybe sing a wee song, answer some questions. So listen, everybody, just chillax. We're coming out to Christmas. Things are going to be good. You know, it's going to be all right. All right. Lots of love. All right. Take care. Mwah!